That foundation was never laid. It's not a matter of prior and consistent statement.
Right, yeah. And what you had was that it was out unless a foundation was laid.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Your Honor, that's, I'd ask that the court check the court's notes because there was
So
not,
I can't find my notes, unfortunately. I don't have any idea where they went to.
because our notes are specifically that it can be used for impeachment purposes. And the argument that his client wasn't there is belied by the witness's statement to the police that he was, which the court is requiring that we keep out because the court ruled that it has to be kept out. About, I don't know why he's saying his client wasn't there.
I didn't say my client wasn't there.
It's just what he just said.
I said that.
No, that's not what he said.
He just said my client wasn't there. He
I said
literally
Mr.
just said
Zachary
my
wasn't
client wasn't there.
Okay, but that's not why it's being kept out.
I'm aware. You mean,
I mean, the ruling
was
would
that,
have been, I mean, it's the same thing as the similar one that we talked about yesterday. I would have said, lay a foundation that he actually knew that and it wasn't just his speculation.
Your Honor, this is someone who, during the course of this entire interview with the police, and certainly around this area, talked about his relationship with and how much time he spent with this defendant. I believe that as a member of YSL and as a person that we see throughout each of their social media pages, associating themselves with one another, not just Mr. Stillwell's, but Mr. Zachary's, that the jury can, the jury should be allowed to hear what Mr. Zachary's observations were. If he observes that they are acting in a way, and he hears them on some occasions say, let's go get that money.
All right, here's the thing, is that you didn't establish that this was based on his personal observation, or that he heard them say things like this, or that he had such a confidential, close relationship with Mr. Stillwell that they shared all of this kind of thing. You just didn't establish it.
Your Honor, that is because the witness would not acknowledge it. But the fact that he does, having listened to his interview multiple times, he establishes it in the interview. And that is the reason that we are saying the jury should be allowed to hear all of what he said so that they can determine which version of the truth they believe, the one where he's sitting in front of the defendants saying now everything I said about them is a lie, or the version where he gives intricate details about his interactions with the defendant and the way or what he observed during those interactions. There are moments where he said Woody was curled up on the couch. He was scared to go.
Okay,
you
but
know,
we're
that's
not
just an
talking about
example.
his relationship with Woody right now.
I'm giving an example of his observations, the type of details that he gave in the interview. And so as it relates to defendant Stillwell, he's telling the police how many when he interacts with them, what happens during the interaction. He's telling them when they started associating, they ask questions like,
Miss Lev, I understand all of that. If it's just based on what's all in the interview, it seemed to me at the time, and nothing was established to convince me that this was anything more than his theorizing about what it was. And the rules of evidence are there for a reason. It's not that I want this in or I want this out. It's that it has not been established that he has a basis to say this beyond his own musings about it. And therefore, the ruling stands. What's the next one?
so,
What's the next one?
okay, so I'm sorry, that the first one was that it was, so it wasn't for impeachment purposes. It was something different.
I,
Okay. So the second one was, the call that the court addressed either later last week or earlier last week regarding, it was in August that the court addressed the call about them putting Shannon, Pokey, Woody, and Mr. Zachary when they were at Big Boo's grandmother's house. And Boo got a call from Mushi, and $10,000 was put on the head of anybody who set out to harm Lucci. Mr. Zachary said that in his interview that Woody came in, it was stated there's $10,000 on the head.
okay, is there a transcript reference?
Page 22, I'm sorry, page 109, line 25 to page 111, line 4. And the court, number 22, redaction request number 22. I don't know if the court's,
I don't
Nope.
seem to have the chart. If I could find the chart, then I would have my notes. But anyway, I
well, our
recall-
chart says that it's in. I don't know what,
show me what the chart looks like.
It was,
give it to us.
Just
they tried to revisit this
No,
yesterday.
we didn't.
show me what the chart looks like.
Go
Just
show
turn
me
it
the chart.
around and let me see it.
Mr. Atkins is coming up to the
Oh,
court.
is this something y'all gave me before, or this is just your own chart
No,
of my?
We used it, and didn't we gave you a copy of it, and that's how we were referencing it in the arguments.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes.
Mr. Shard's redaction chart that he sent to the court and the state, that is the same list that when we went through the redactions in court, those 2 days or 2 days and a half.
Wasn't that?
And it was labeled from the 2015 interview 1 through, I believe Mr. Shard's last redaction was 43. And for reference, this is Mr. Shard's redaction request number 22.
And I think that Mr. Atkins went over all of this last week. Do we not?
Okay, and what I wrote next to 22 was only to Kenneth Copeland or Zachary, not Stillwell.
And that is, my understanding is that Mr. Shard is arguing that the call itself, the fact that there was that call and he's arguing that all of that came out, and we have that it is not out.
Yeah.
Well, the trick is, Your Honor, in this,
Can you try to use your mic?
in this transcript, in this passage, there are several references to we, that in the context, it's clear that Copeland is spilling the beans not only on himself, but on Shannon. So, for instance, I don't know if Your Honor has the
I
transcript.
do.
Okay, so for instance, 110, line 20. No, they said they did it. 111, line, where is it? There's a, 111, line 4. He like, man, we just shot up Lucci Mama's house. So there's things that, in that spilling the beans by Copeland, that in the context of this interview, as it's played to the jury, is going to implicate Shannon. I understand. Now, I don't agree that disproves anything, but I understand the evidentiary rulings that Mr. Zachary at one time claimed he was in this room and he saw Shannon and Kenneth Copeland and they left and then they came back, and I understand a phone call came in. But what Kenneth Copeland said while they were in that room is hearsay that does not fit into an exception, and it implicates my client. So that's, of course, I would love if it just all came out. It would be cleaner, and also I'd prefer it. But if we definitely need to, as was your ruling from the beginning, we need to clean up what Woody said insofar as it implicates my client.
Well, do you have a proposal for how to do that?
Take out what Woody said.
Short of that? I mean, is there something in here that it's, you know, there's a Stillwell reference that can be cleaned up? What was the number for that first one y'all were talking about?
Your Honor, the first one was number 14. And the state does have a proposal when the court's ready.
All right, what's your proposal?
So, Your Honor, there was 3 requested redactions that all pertain to the shooting of Mr. Bennett's mother's home. And so number 21, Mr. Shard's request number 21, the court, as the court just stated, permitted the state to address as long as it didn't pertain to defendant Stillwell. And so there, Zachary has a line when he's saying who committed this act, where he says Woody, Shannon, and Little Pokey. So the state is redacting where he says Shannon, so that later on when he references they or we, the jury will
Okay.
not hear that he definitively states Shannon.
Okay,
Well-
well, that ought to solve it.
Well, that doesn't solve, the problem is we'd have to redact, and I don't think the state's going to agree to this, but we'd have to redact Shannon from the whole story, because it's not just that Woody at one point says,
We did it, essentially, yeah.
it's not so much that Quindarius Zachary says, I mean, clearly I want that out, but also in Quindarius Zachary's telling of this story, Shannon is with Woody in the beginning, which he saw with his own eyes. I understand why that would come in, but what I'm saying is the references to Shannon are not limited to the conclusory statement.
Well, I mean, that's just going to be what it is.
Okay, so we're taking out the conclusory thing, but
Well, I mean, the specific, naming of the people, because I had said that could only come in if it was established that Stillwell was there when Mr. Copeland said we did it, and that wasn't established.
So the court, with respect to Shannon, that is the ruling that we.
Right, so if you redact that word, then
Yes.
when later on, it doesn't sound like it's Shannon, it sounds like it's the two of them that he's already mentioned, so that fixes that.
But he can say, and we can get in the fact that Shannon, Woody told Shannon and Pokey, let's ride.
Yes,
Okay.
see, and that's my problem, Your Honor. I think that they inescapably refers to Shannon in the mind of the jurors, even if we take out the one conclusory
okay,
line.
well, I mean, that may be what you think, but that's the way we're gonna handle it.
Okay, I
What's the
understand.
next one?
And just for the record, Your Honor, it is the lines that I'm concerned about on the transcript are 111, line 4, where it says, he like man, we just shot up Lucci's mama's house, and page 10, line 20, where it says, no, they said they did it.
Okay, well, I don't agree that it still sounds like Shannon when
Okay,
only certain people were named and he's not one of them.
I understand the court's ruling.
Okay, what's the next one?
I think those are the only two, but I just.
Oh, I thought y'all said there were 3.
He's shaking his head.
Okay, all right.
So I just need to make sure, I would like to make sure with the witness that those 2 areas are clearly understood. Or we bring her out here and something's said.
All right, and actually, for the number 14 that we were discussing before, my notes were that y'all had come to agreement about that. The one the very first one that we took up.
We agreed on hot-headed. They all want names for themselves is the portion that we have noted the court allowed us to use for impeachment purposes. Yesterday, I asked the court to allow us to include the hot-headed. The court denied the request, so the only thing that, and I said that that was something we previously agreed on, the hot-headed. And the court denied that request, but the rest of it, the court said that it could be used for impeachment purposes.
Okay, so my note on that, now that I have the notes, is that y'all had agreed, that I didn't make a ruling, that y'all had agreed that the character about Shannon was out except to show moving up because wanted to make names. So if y'all are no longer in agreement, then my ruling would be a foundation was not established. So I think we're ready for the witness and the jury.
I want to make sure. Judge, may I speak with, since it is my witness, I just want to make certain that all the court's rulings are understood and that I articulate them to her so that we don't get into, because I will be asking questions to avoid some of this. And I want to make certain that we don't get into any.
Okay, let's, if you can do that fairly quickly, because we've had the jury waiting for 40 minutes already. Is the witness ready?
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and get the witness in. We are waiting on both of Mr. Williams' attorneys. Have to tell them not to go to the bathroom at the same time. You can come on up to the stand.
We swear her in? Swear her in?
You are.
I don't ask you want me to.
Well, she's already testified. You already have been testifying in this case? All right, I'll just, when the jury gets in, go ahead and have a seat for now. As we're waiting on one of the attorneys anyway, I'll just remind you that you've already been sworn. I need one of them back. All right, let's go ahead and get the jury. I'm sure it's somewhere.
Here.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for your patience while we sorted out some evidentiary matters this morning. All right, so we have Detective Gaither on the stand now, and I'll just remind you, ma'am, that you are still under oath. Go ahead, Ms. Love.
Thank you, Your Honor, and welcome back, Sergeant Gaither. Sergeant Gaither, would you please tell the jury whether during your investigation of events that happened in 2015 as they related to If Gang and YSL, you had an occasion to interview Quindarius Zachary on August the 5th, 2015?
Yes.
All right. And at the time that you interviewed him, did you call him to be interviewed, or did he or someone on his behalf reach out to you?
Yeah, there were a couple people on his behalf that reached out to me,
Okay.
stating that he wanted to talk to me.
Okay. And I'm going to
Yeah.
On the microphone.
give you one that might work a little bit better. Okay. And had you left your number with family members of his, as you have in other cases, if they wanted to reach out with you?
Yes.
And is that the way that family member contacted you?
Yes.
All right. Was Quindarius Zachary brought over to the Atlanta Police Department from the Fulton County Jail?
Yes.
All right. Now, is it the custom that when a person comes in to see you, you make any observations about whether or not they're in any condition to talk? And by that I mean if someone's sloppy drunk, or if they're obviously under the influence, or...
Yes.
And if they are in no condition, by your estimation, to talk, do you continue to talk with them anyway, or do you send them back, or?
No, I don't talk to anyone that's under the influence or under distress or anything. We'll just revisit it at another time.
Okay. And when you spoke to Quindarius Zachary on August the 5th of 2015, did he appear to be in any physical distress from withdrawals or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Did you see any sign that he was under the influence or in pain or anything like that, that would have prohibited him from clearly understanding questions that were asked?
No.
At any time, did you force him to sit down and talk to you?
No, his people were calling me nonstop for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. So I just kind of took my time and let him sit there a minute, and picked him up when I was ready.
Okay. And at any time outside of that interview room, did you convey threats? Did you tell anybody, if he doesn't speak to me, something bad is going to happen?
No, ma'am.
All right. Did you make any promises to him outside of that interview room through other people?
No.
Okay. And inside the interview room, did you tell him, let me back up. Are you allowed to tell people, if you do this, I will get your charges thrown out?
I'm not allowed to do that.
And did you tell Quindarius Zachary that?
No.
Now, to be clear, during the course of his conversation with you on August 5th, 2015, at some point did he broach the subject of whether or not you all were going to be able to help him out with any of his charges?
He did.
Right. And did you tell him at that time that you were going to get him thrown out?
No, I did not.
All right. Your Honor, can we get access to the Zoom?
Unfortunately, I don't have access to the Zoom right now either, and I had just typed my team to let me in.
All right.
So maybe if somebody's listening up in my chambers, they could let Ms. Love and the court in, please. Normally, Ms. Persfield does that, but she had to step out and handle another matter, so.
While they're doing that, I'll continue with the questions. When you spoke to Quindarius Zachary in August, had you already gotten, you remember when you talked to the jury last time about the Dexter Montgomery shooting?
Yes.
All right. And do you remember speaking to them about the surveillance footage that you were able to look at from that shooting?
Yes.
All right. Now, during your interview with Mr. Zachary, Did you show him surveillance footage from the Dexter Montgomery shooting?
I showed him still shots, not actual footage.
Okay. And when you say still shots, would you explain what you mean?
Basically screen grabs or images of people that were depicted in the actual video. We just took a picture of that particular person and printed it out onto paper.
Okay. I'm going to show you what I believe has already been admitted as states 308 Yankee. And I'm going to ask you, it was in here. Mhm. If you recognize states 308 Yankee, and Your Honor, this does not have the sticker affixed to it. This is the exhibit that was labeled 308 Yankee.
Okay.
So I'm showing this to her, and
Okay.
I'll get the exhibit.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you showed this image to Mr. Zachary in the interview, and for the record, it was 503 Yankee.
503. And it
And
was
it
that
has-
already admitted?
It was.
Okay. And I'm sorry, just like for housekeeping, are we going to get an exhibit sticker on it or?
Yes.
Okay.
It's actually the one that we admitted does have the exhibit sticker on it.
Oh, it's a copy of the, okay,
Yes.
no problem.
And so you spoke with Mr. Zachary. Did you have any reason to believe that he was at or anywhere around the Browns Mill Road area at the time that that image was captured on the surveillance footage?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Would you tell the jury what it was that you showed him that footage for? Why it was that you showed him that footage?
To help further that investigation, see if he can identify people that we had not previously identified involved in the Dexter Montgomery shooting.
Okay.
We knew that he was affiliated with persons that we were able to identify, so while we had him there, why not ask him?
Who was it that he was affiliated with that you were able to identify as being involved in that Dexter Montgomery shooting?
Walter Murphy.
Okay. What did you know about Mr. Zachary's affiliation or relationship with Walter Murphy?
We knew that both of them claimed to be YSL, so I assumed they knew each other.
Okay. And did Mr. Zachary confirm knowing Walter Murphy?
Yes, he did.
Did he call him Walter Murphy or did he use another name?
He called him DK.
All right. We got the Zoom up, yeah. Can you pull the, don't share it. What's the number? Okay. I'm going to show you, and Your Honor, because it's a digital image, counsel for defense has been provided this, but I want them to see what I'm walking to the witness with. May I be permitted to show them what I'm showing the witness?
All right.
All right? Miss Knight, that was 5. I'm going to show you what is 531 Yankee, a video on the screen, and I'm going to ask you, have you reviewed this video prior to coming in?
I have.
And is it a fair and accurate copy of the interview that you conducted with Quindarius Zachary on August 5th, 2015?
Yes.
Did you see any alterations or material changes?
No.
Okay. Your Honor, the state tender states 531 Yankee as evidence.
All right, that's admitted with, as we already discussed.
All right. Your Honor, I ask permission to publish,
You may.
and just for decorum's sake, I ask permission to seat myself while I publish it so
You
that I
may.
don't.
Your Honor, may I?
May you
I
what?
use this screen?
Is that one available?
It's up. I just, oh.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. And if you,
What do you use?
if you want to use earphones, they're here and available for you. If it helps. Allows you to hear.
Here, too. Read that.
Food, I got dogs, no, I can't eat, food, like, food like that.
What you eat?
Liquor diet. Well, as you know, you contacted us, you wanted to come down here and make a statement about these cases that we have. Y'all been getting on my darn nerves, calling me, so we here. But even though you reached out to us wanting to talk, I still gotta advise you of your rights, okay? Let's say yes, you gotta say yes, no. Just so you're fully aware of your rights. Spell your first and last name.
Gaither, Q-U-I-N-D-A-R-R-U-S, exactly, C-A-C-H-A-R-Y.
What's your birthday?
8/21/93.
8/20.
21/93.
What's your address?
445 Cleveland Avenue.
And Your Honor,
I'm from over there.
just to allow his address not to be completely.
All right.
About to, they said I couldn't move to, they came
Oh,
from
because of that ankle monitor. What's the zip over there?
0354.
30354. Now how tall you are?
Like 5'10".
How much you weigh?
169.
Your brown eyes, black hair.
I think brown. Yo,
Your eyeball, meaning the colored part is brown. What's the highest grade level you completed?
graduated.
I know people graduated 8th grade. Did you graduate high grade?
High school
12th grade.
What else do you do?
all one, but I graduated from current.
What year?
I think 09, something like that.
You got a phone number?
My mom, no, 44.
Mm-hmm.
5.
Phone name again?
Gaither, K-A-L.
And Your Honor, just for the record, the state also muted the phone number of his mother.
Gaither?
Yeah.
That's who live at Cleveland? Alright. I'm just gonna go over this Miranda form. What's your middle initial? Yeah.
T.
T. What that stand for?
Tashana. TYSHON.
Basically states Aquindare Zachary has been informed by the undersigned law enforcement officers prior to being questioned by them that I am suspected of the offense of aggravated assault, which is what you charged with for the two drive-bys in Fulton County, state of Georgia, on the 28th day of April 2015. That's the date that the incident happened, April 28th, 2015, okay? I'm gonna go through these one by one. If it's something that you don't understand, stop me, let me know I don't understand, and we're gonna go over it, okay?
Yeah.
Your first right is that you had a right to remain silent and do not have to make any statements. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
That any statement that I make may be used against me in a court of law. Do you understand that? That I have the right to consult with my attorney and before making statements and to have said attorney present with me while I'm making a statement. You get that? That if I do not have enough money to employ an attorney, that I have the right to have one appointed to me by the courts to represent me and to consult with him before making any statements and have him present with me while I am making a statement. Do you get that?
Yeah.
That if I request an attorney, no questions will be asked of me until my attorney is present to represent me. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Has anybody coerced you or forced you or threatened you to come down here and make a statement?
No.
You sure?
No.
No, you're not sure?
I mean, I'm sure, but ain't nobody forced me.
Okay. Can you read it? Oh, okay. Can you read and write English?
Yeah.
And I have had read to you. Today was the what?
5th, 2/6/17.
What's what? If you would, initial by each of those, and then if you still agree to talk to us, sign down at the X.
Just come do it when you're ready.
Sign my name here. Okay, this. Sign it. All right, well, we here. What's the big rush to talk to you?
So, what you know about? I'm saying, say what y'all want me to speak on first.
Let's talk about this, what you've been charged with. What do you have to say about that case?
I went there that night.
You wasn't where? What did you hear about it?
Someone came to the house waking me up to my DJ got jumped. I'm like, so? And then,
You was at the house in Cleveland?
yeah,
Apartment, address you said?
415. And then, that's when she told me, that she had got shot at too.
That same night?
Yeah, she said, they got in a whole bunch of shooting, and then like L gang had pulled up at my cousin's house. Cause my cousin go with this boy named Tate, Threat, y'all know him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Javante?
yeah, I don't know his name, but she was going in the house. And she said y'all just started shooting at the house, like they were shooting from the parking lot. She said,
Where is this house located at? What you talking about?
Lantern, apartment
Landrum and Zone 4?
on campus.
North Campton?
Yeah.
So who stay over there again?
My cousin Liz, right? And Tay.
That's what Javante said?
Yeah.
She your blood cousin?
Yeah.
I mean, you know how people say.
No, that's my real cousin.
So this gang got to shoot at them at Landrum.
Yeah.
Is this before or after D got shot at? I mean, got jumped on?
She say it happened last. This after all the shooting.
So first D get jumped on, then the shootings happen. and
I'll
then-
tell you like from how I heard, like what I heard first.
Okay.
I like shit. Most of them call me or something in the morning, let me know that. But she like, most of them cussing D out, cause D telling them that he shooting him, they had shoot him in the face and something. Most of them told D that he had to find around home. And then that was she like, then that was D told, I would sleep, D told me that morning like, they had shot up the house.
D told you that, say that you kind of skimmed over that part. When you say D, you talking about Demikian, right?
They real name?
You talking about Lil D from 30D,
Yeah.
like Mechanicsville? Demikian.
Demikian told me that they had shot at the houses.
That who had shot at the houses?
Him, Tay, and who it was? Shannon. He just told me nothing. He said him, Tay, Shannon, and some other boy named Trey Dunn be with Tay.
Named Trey Dunn?
Yeah.
He told you personally.
Yeah.
How did he tell you over the phone?
Nah.
In your face?
Yeah, he's over my house. I was sitting there like he told me that they had shot the house, he said, and then what's called that they shot up Larry where Tay stayed.
So if gang came back
Yeah.
and shot up Tay house?
Yeah, someone right there. Like, I guess that was she was gonna go that night. And he said that when they went and prepared home. That when they went and shot up prepared home.
Who went up and shot up Perry home?
Him, Tay, Shannon, and Trey Dunn. He told me them full name. He already said them I want to. But I kind of feel want to without a.
Why you figure that?
I think I ain't got no car.
How close are you moved to him?
You know, my whole life. I told my dad my dad and him, they grew up here.
So you got a lot of loyalty to move to him?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I ain't got nothing. I had some of them, but he ain't got nothing for me.
How you know he ain't got nothing for you?
Shoot. But I ain't been talking to him like that.
Have you talked to him since you've been in jail?
Have I talked to him since I've been in jail? Yeah.
I mean, since he's been in, because you went in first.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So he told me that Demikian told y'all why he was scared, you tricked him.
Demikian sat in that exact same chair, and you're gonna get the exact same treat that Demikian. I don't have to trick people or lie, because phone records tell you a lie.
Grown man.
Right.
And it's my trick, you grown man.
And that's what I'm saying. I feel like you kind of getting off track, because we got your phone records too.
Mine? Yes, sir. What phone record?
This is what we do. Okay. Remember when we locked you up the last time?
Yeah.
We went to the house and we ended up getting your phone number and stuff. And I got your phone record, because that was your phone number, right?
No, I ain't my number.
Okay. Well, like I said, we can stop this right now because it's going in the wrong direction. And I don't want to waste your time with mine. Because this shit don't matter to me. My shit is good. This is what's going to fuck y'all. So I got Demikian. Because y'all, everybody thinking Demikian snitching. This is Demikian's phone number, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I got Demikian. I got yours.
And wait, one more.
And I got more time. Where's my 622. 662, whatever it is. So I don't have no reason why.
So the media ain't necessarily had to tell it. You know what I'm saying? Technology told it.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I wasn't impressed about coming to get you and coming to talk to none of y'all. Y'all want to talk to me? That's fine. This is the opportunity for y'all to say yourself. Because this is what's going to fuck y'all. So I feel like, once again, you're kind of going in the wrong direction. You said you're going to come down here and be honest about shit.
I'm being honest.
You wasn't there.
No. I promise I went up.
So then we really ain't got much to talk about. This shit is on you. It ain't on me.
See, I don't want to talk about other cases.
You need to talk, but you need to get over this first.
That's what you're in on.
Yeah, because I think you thinking that you can tell us about a whole bunch of other shit and then get some help on your shit, but you got to be honest about what you're here for. That's how that works. It don't just work like you tell me a whole bunch of shit and then we just forget about your stuff. You got to be honest with what you got going on.
Me, Monton, Shannon, Trey Dunn, and D.
Which car was you in? Because it was two cars, right?
Yeah, I was in car Monton.
Which was which car?
And Papa.
What color?
Great.
Who all was in the car with you?
Me, Monton, Shannon, and D.
And Trey Don and
They was in another Impala.
what color was that Impala?
Like, I heard the burgundy or something. SS.
Okay, the new one or older one?
Same year Monton car, bro. 08 or something like that.
Okay. How did you all know where they stayed?
Trey Dunn. Not Trey Dunn. Tay.
How does Tay know?
Cause he said he been beef with them folks.
So he knew where they stayed at over there on Mosley Park. On the address is 1428 Adele Avenue. Over there by Mosley Park, right? How did you even get involved in the mix? Because you wasn't at the club, were you? How did you even get involved?
When they shot at Summer.
So,
But
where did they shoot at Summer at?
Atlanta.
So they shot at before. Is this the same night?
Yeah. They shot at Summer on first.
Okay.
And they shot at I think they did shoot at the club. I don't know about the club.
So Summer was at Landrum Arms with Alexis and Tay.
Yeah.
They were in which car? Or were they in
Nah, she went with Tay. She was with Lex. They haven't got there yet.
Okay. They in the car or they inside the park?
Yeah, they in the car.
They in the car?
Yeah, they in Summer car. They going in the house.
Okay.
And she said they started shooting, but they shooting from way, not parking lot, maybe. They shooting from way in her parking lot.
Did they make a police report?
I don't know.
You know if anybody called the police or anything, did the police show up out there?
Yeah, they said.
I'm pausing it now at 2:26:51. I'm sorry, yes, 2:26:51. Sergeant Gaither, as I turn this microphone back on. Now, did you have an opportunity yesterday even to review and listen to this video recording of this interview that you did with Quindarius Zachary?
Yes.
And if you would lean in or bring that microphone a little bit closer to you, would you tell the jury who that is in the room with you and Mr. Zachary?
Detective Dennis.
All right. Now, as you listen to the interview, are you able to hear as clearly and as well as you were sitting face to face with Quindarius Zachary what it was that he was saying to you? Or did you understand that question?
I think I did. I mean, he appeared. I appeared to understand what he was saying. It was clear.
And what I'm asking is, as you sat in the room with him on August the 5th of 2015, were you able to hear him clearer or more clearly than you are listening to him on the video?
Yes.
All right. And having watched the video, are you able to recall and tell the jury if there are things that aren't as clear as we listen to it here today?
Some things, yes.
Okay. When you showed Quindarius Zachary a phone number, was that the phone number for his mother, or was that the phone number that you had for Quindarius Zachary himself?
That was a phone number that he utilized himself.
All right. And where had you gotten that phone number from?
His mother.
All right. Do you recall when it was or under what circumstances you got that phone number from his mother?
Yes.
Would you tell the jury about those?
I believe he was arrested early May for possession of a firearm. Shortly after that arrest, my team conducted a search warrant at his apartment off of Cleveland Avenue in hopes of recovering other firearms that he had recently purchased and other evidentiary things. And at that time, I believe he was in jail, and his mother and some family members were in the apartment.
Okay.
And that's when I spoke with his mother, got his phone number, and also gave her my phone number and his girlfriend at the time my phone number.
Who was his girlfriend?
Summer.
Good?
Yeah, Summer Good.
All right. When Mr. Zachary, or you all asked Mr. Zachary, what is it that he wanted to talk to you all about? Did he say why he wanted you all to go first? Or did you hear him say, you go first, something to that effect?
Yeah, I think I asked him, what did he want to talk about? And from previous experiences, I know that when interviewing people, they want you to say what you know, and that way they can work their lives around what you already know, or get away from telling you the actual truth. So I leave it up to them to start it off, and he appeared to kind of be evasive and wanted to tell me about other shootings and incidents as opposed to what I wanted to know about the shootings from April 28th.
And when you told him that you wanted to talk to him about what he had been charged with, and he responded, I wasn't there that night.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do? Did you accept that as fact, or did you ask him, well, what did you do? Your Honor, there is also context that she can give that she has said she was clearly able to hear and discern in the interview room more clearly than perhaps can be heard on the video.
I don't know that it's been established that anybody's unable to hear it on the video. Sustained.
Okay. So when you asked him in the video, you weren't where, well, what do you hear about? Did you know, or did someone tell you before you had gotten into the interview room what it was that he wanted to talk to you about?
His family to talk to me about his case and other stuff.
Sustained.
And Your Honor, it's explaining what she was expecting and why she responded the way that she responded. So,
Sustained.
yes, Your Honor. Now, when he began explaining to you that Summer had called him or had come waking him up saying that Dee had just got jumped, at that time, did you have any information about Dee or Demikion getting jumped on April the 28th?
Yes.
And where was it that he had gotten jumped based on the information you had?
At Club Crucial.
And that's what, 2517 Donnelly Hollowell?
Sound about
Somewhere
right.
right.
Yes.
At the time that Quindarius Zachary told you that she had gotten, or that Summer said that they had gotten into a whole bunch of shooting and that they had pulled up at his cousin's house, Alexis Bryant, did you know the name Alexis Bryant?
I can't recall if I heard it or not.
At any point during the course of this investigation into these retaliatory shootings, did you hear the name or did you learn about an Alexis Bryant outside of the interview with Quindarius Zachary?
Yes.
What about Tay or Threat?
Yes.
What can you tell the jury about who that is, Tay or Threat?
I've been familiar with Tay or Trevante Turner for a while. He was a documented gang member. I believe he was MDC. Had several cases with involving him.
Okay.
Prior to this.
All right. And when you say Trevante and he says, I don't know his name, and goes on to name other people. Are you familiar with those other people that he names as well?
I am.
When Quindarius Zachary tells you that Moontunk had been cussing D out, did you know who Moontunk was?
I did.
Who was Moontunk?
Antonio Sledge.
Before you heard Quindarius Zachary tell you or talk to you about Moontunk, did you know who Antonio Sledge was?
I did.
All right. And had you documented Moontunk or Antonio Sledge as being a member of any particular gang?
I did.
Which gang?
YSL.
All right. What about Demekion or D? Had you documented him as being a member of any particular gang?
Object. Hearsay confrontation clause.
Overruled.
Yes.
What gang had Demekion been documented as belonging to?
As initially 30 Deep, and later on we added a subset of YSL.
Okay. And when you said you're talking about Lil D from 30 Deep, is that what you meant, the gang 30 Deep?
Yes.
All right. And is 30 Deep a gang that operated in the Mechanicsville area of Atlanta?
It is.
When Quindarius Zachary first mentioned If Gang, did you know what he was talking about?
I did.
Okay. And how was it that you knew what he was talking about?
I was familiar with If Gang, Inglewood family, as well as the recent beef between the two groups.
The recent what now?
Beef between Inglewood family and YSL/30 Deep.
And when you say beef, what do you mean?
Conflict.
Okay. When Quindarius Zachary talked about Perry Homes, where is that located?
Northwest Atlanta, near Johnson Road, Marietta Boulevard area, Perry Boulevard.
Does that still exist?
Perry Homes?
Yes.
No, it's some apartments, but it's not the actual Perry Homes projects that it was.
And do you remember the address that Perry Homes, generally what street was on Perry Homes?
I believe it's Drew Drive, Johnson, an area of Johnson Road, Marietta Boulevard. I believe it's 1903.
1903 Drew Drive?
I believe so, something like that.
All right. And when Quindarius Zachary talked about that's when they went and shot up Perry Homes, who did you understand him to be talking about having shot up Perry Homes?
The 4 people that he had just referenced?
Okay. Moontunk.
Shannon, Tay, Lil D.
Now, at the time, did you know or understand Shannon to be any particular person?
Yes.
Who did you understand Shannon to be?
A member of 30 D.
Your Honor, I'm going to object. Hearsay confrontation clause, also ultimate issue, invading the province.
Overruled.
You may answer.
A member of 30 Deep, and also we added a subset of YSL to his profile as well.
And Shannon, did he have a last name? Did you know his last name at the time you were listening to Quindarius Zachary?
Yes.
And what is his last name?
Previously, we knew him as Shannon Stillwell, and a few years later, it was Shannon Jackson. So.
But that's the same person,
It's the same
Shannon
person.
Stillwell. Okay.
Yes.
Before Quindarius Zachary mentioned Shannon, Tay, D, and Moonton shooting up Drew Drive, did you tell him that that's what you wanted to talk to him about, Drew Drive, before you went into the room? Did you say anything about, I want to know Shannon's involvement?
No, ma'am.
Did you tell any member of his family, I want to know Shannon's involvement in the shooting on Drew Drive?
No.
Before you spoke with Quindarius Zachary in that room and he said, I kind of figured Moontoon was there though, did you tell him you wanted him to tell you about Moontoon's involvement in the shooting at Drew Drive?
No, I told him I wanted to know what his involvement was.
Okay. And when he said or spoke about people not having a car, when you asked him, why do you figure Moontoon was there? Did you understand him to mean who it was that he was saying had no car?
Yes.
Who?
Shannon and Little D.
Okay. Why did you ask Mr. Zachary about his loyalty to Moontoon? Do you recall asking him how close he was to Moontoon?
Yes.
And when he told you that his dad and Moontoon grew up together, and you asked about his loyalty, did he ever express anything different than, I have some for him, but he ain't got none for me?
I believe he did say that.
Okay. What made you ask him, had he talked to Moontoon since he had been in jail?
I knew Moontoon was arrested as well, and I kind of wanted to know if they were just trying to get their stories together to match. And he said that he spoke to him.
Okay. Now, that's an interesting thing. When you said you wanted to know if they were trying to get their stories together to match. Mm-hmm. Explain to the jury what you mean by that and why that was interesting or of note to you.
I like to have independent recollections of incidents, so I don't necessarily like if defendants talk and, again, try to get their stories to match to see what I know to sound more believable. So he didn't really go into detail if they spoke in depth or anything. He just said he spoke to him since he had been in jail.
At some point, did you speak with Antonio Sledge?
I did.
All right. And was whatever Antonio Sledge told you an exact match to what Quindarius Zachary told you?
No.
Okay. And when Quindarius Zachary told you that about his conversation with Moontoon, and that Demikion having said he was scared and you tricked him, did you all also talk to Demikion?
I did.
And is that Demikion Garlington?
It is.
Were Demikion Garlington's words an exact match to what Quindarius Zachary shared with you in the interview?
Confrontation clause, violation, hearsay.
Overruled.
Were they an exact?
You may. This might be a good time for our morning break anyway, so why don't y'all go ahead and have a restroom break. Mr. Steele, will you still need to approach? Okay. I suppose it's going to take 5 or 10 minutes if we break as well, so. What do you want to do? Okay. Can y'all avert the cameras? Thank you. Yes, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
And to everyone. Your Honor, Demikion Garlington is accused in our indictment and he's severed. There's some wonderful parts of his interrogation by Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis. And I can't go into it because he's not being called as a witness. He's not being given immunity. For the state now to say, does Mrs. Zachary's statement, and I believe the words, exactly match Mr. Garlington's interrogation? I'm objecting because I have no way of cross-examining that. I don't have Mr. Garlington here, and I'm not, this is like a backdoor way of shielding me and Mr. Adams from cross-examining Mr. Garlington, yet getting out some broad overview, exact, whatever exact means, and I'm objecting to it under Confrontation Clause and hearsay.
Okay, well, I understand the objection. I do not expect there to be any further, any kind of questioning that would try to get out what Mr. Garlington's interview does say.
Correct.
Okay. I mean, with that, I don't think that asking was it an exact match and getting an answer to that violates either of those things. So I'm overruling that objection.
Can we have a continuing, if you don't mind, objection?
You may, although I don't expect there to be any other questioning on that topic. All right, if anybody, I'm going to take a quick break if anybody else needs to do that now.
Just wanted to
Hang
make
on, I
sure.
don't know if everybody or all the. Okay. Thanks. Go ahead.
Before we get started, I wanted to just make sure that 477 Yankee and 482 Yankee had already been admitted.
Would have been with which witness, do you know?
Mr. Zachary,
477, you said 477 and 482?
yes, Y, as in Yankee. You can say,
477, yes, both of them.
okay,
All right.
thank you.
You ready for the jury?
Yes.
Okay.
And Your Honor, is it okay if I ask the last question and allow the witness to answer?
Yeah, I don't think we got an answer, so yeah. What is, who's?
Is that me?
computer's making that?
I'm gonna, hold on. Let me see something. I can go to notifications and mute that. I guess Ms. Laura will turn off. Let me see the next page. The next page. It's not page 50, because I'm doing it by this also. That's what I said, the next page.
Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Lab.
Thank you. Sergeant Gaither, before we broke, I think I asked you if what Demekion Garlington told you was an exact match to what Mr. Zachary told you.
No,
At some point, did you all speak with Kenneth Copeland during the course of this investigation into these shootings in 2015?
yes,
And did you speak with him multiple times?
yes,
Was what Kenneth Copeland told you in either of the interviews during either of the times that you talked to him ever an exact match to what Mr. Zachary shared with you on August 5th, 2015?
no,
Vague, exact match.
Overruled.
So then, object, Your Honor. The jurors heard the statements of Mr. Copeland. They make that decision, not this witness.
That's ultimately true.
Outside of any interviews that were captured on video during any interactions with Kenneth Copeland, did he ever give you an exact match of what Mr. Zachary shared with you on August 5th?
Your Honor, I don't have any reports or other interactions. I'd like those reports and interactions before questions are asked.
Is there a foundation for that question?
I can make a foundation. When you took Kenneth Copeland, or when Kenneth Copeland was brought over after he was arrested at the Dunbar Center, was he interviewed?
Yes.
Okay. And did you help transport him?
No.
Okay. Are you aware of any statements by Kenneth Copeland that are an exact match to anything?
Same objection.
Yeah, okay, so are there any statements by Kenneth Copeland that aren't reduced to writing or on video?
By you? Were there any interviews or statements?
That you know of by anybody having to do with this set of circumstances?
Not by myself or Investigator Dennis, no ma'am.
Do you know of any from anybody else?
I don't know.
Okay. Then move on to the next question.
And when you told Mr. Zachary, Demekion sat in that exact same chair, was that after you had interviewed Mr. Garlington? In
Yes.
other words, okay. And did you ever try to trick anybody?
No.
I'm going to continue playing, Your Honor, at 2:27:48.
Okay. She was telling me what happened. I told her she was telling me what happened right there. Right. And then that one, I called Moontum. And Moontum told me that he was outside. Say they ain't want me to ride with. They wanted me to ride, but they didn't want me to ride.
What you mean?
Like, they wanted me to go with him, but I ain't have to do nothing.
So where were you seated?
I was sitting in the back seat.
Well, how were y'all sitting?
Huh?
Let's break this down.
Shannon's in the front, D right here. I'm on this side, Moontum drive.
Whoa, let's break it down.
So Moontum driving, Shannon front passenger. You sitting behind Shannon?
Yeah,
And Demekion behind Moontum?
yeah.
Okay. So what exactly did they say they was gonna do? Like, why were they picking you up?
Huh?
Huh?
Oh, now they just to
Say that passenger, the seating chart one more time. Monsoon driver, Shannon, front passenger.
me and D.
Good D. And then
The other D.
Demekion.
Yeah. We went
What
to meditate on. They was in different car.
what kind of car you said? The orange YSL?
Yeah, burger. It wasn't a car.
Orange. Who car is that?
The boy trade on.
Is that his real name or is that like a fake name? Just Trey Duncan?
I didn't know him because.
What gang he in? Or who he affiliated with?
They supposed to be blood, but like, you know, just like regular gang. I don't know what regular gang. They supposed to be blood.
So, who all was in the car when they came and picked you up?
When Moontum came pick me up, Moontum, Shannon, and D.
Okay, Moontum Shannon D was in the car and came and picked you up. Where'd y'all go?
We went to Perry home. When that lad went to the house on MLK. Shannon D and Tay got the car. Me and Moontum stayed in.
Shannon D and Tay got out the car and did what?
They went and shot up the house.
What kind of gun did Shannon have?
Shannon had a Draco 762.
Where is that gun at now?
I don't know.
Whose gun is that?
I don't know. They already had the gun.
What color is it?
Like a chocolate.
Like a chocolate stick?
Like 8
I said, what color is it?
Brown.
Brown. kind of gun did?
They had a 762 AK. It looked like a deer gun, but it looked like a what? It looked like a big old deer gun, but it was an AK, you see?
What about Demikion?
He had a Moulton gun.
Which was what?
That gun I got caught with.
And you didn't shoot?
No.
But don't you own, you went and bought like 3, 4 firearms?
Man, who tricked me out of those?
They tricked you out all of them, man.
Yes, he did.
We gonna get to that though.
Right.
So, did Traydon shoot any guns?
Nah, he was driving.
So he was driving, so the driver basically stayed in the car.
Yeah, and
And
me.
you stayed in the car.
Yeah.
How far did they get up to the house?
I don't know, man. Moulton Paul way back. Like, they got up close to the house, though. I think like front driver or something. I don't know if they got me up to the door. I know they got me driving. I seen that much. And they shot that house, and then that when we went Pier home.
Okay. And how did you guys know what apartment was at Perry Homes? Like who? Tay know what Philo girl? Cause that's Philo girl house, right?
That's what he saying. His baby mom.
Baby mom. So Tay knows them from the west side, basically.
Yeah.
Y'all don't really
They all home together.
Right.
They beefed before too, though. Like they said, the mama knew that Tay shot at the house.
But how is it that, cause Tay's not slime, how is it that Tay even rolling with Shannon and y'all like that?
Tay from Capitol Home. Me and Moulton all up Capitol Home.
He originally from Capitol Homes.
Yeah, and he's named Big Boo. You know Big Boo? He's named Boo. Yeah. Always, we named Boo, and I we met Tay.
Okay, so he just cool with y'all from there.
And then, now we had went somewhere else before we went to Perry home.
What about?
Someone get some bullets, huh?
From where?
So, somebody spot that D had on Cleveland.
Like somebody, like house or
Spot.
What's the spot?
A spot?
I mean, you gotta talk to me layman terms. I don't know.
A truck spot.
What kind of bullets did y'all get?
They ain't getting nothing for the chopper. They got some. Yeah, they got some. They ain't getting nothing for the 223. They got some for the Sunset too.
Who had the 223? Tay?
This is the one that Demikion had. Mom's not going that shoot 223 rounds. So is that Mom's gun that had the double drum on? Is that the one you talking about?
Yeah.
That's the one that he was shooting?
So the gun that you got caught with on May 7th,
Yeah.
that's Monto's gun.
Stupid.
Be real.
Need my gun to go for girl how that night.
He needed your gun.
Cause it was small. That little gun y'all just got. That they just busted their house and got. The little bit gun.
Yeah.
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 The 40, what was it, the 40 or something?
40 Smith & Wesson. Say you need my gun to go for girl house.
So that's your 40.
Yeah.
Cause we just got him last week. I ain't had a chance to run it yet. But
I had just bought this gun like a day or two before.
Before that,
I got locked
yeah.
up.
We know.
from on Boulevard, one of the apartment, 493 Boulevard.
No, I said I had bought.
I
Y'all got
know.
receipt.
From Arrowhead. How do I know?
Yeah, I got a receipt.
I got something better for you.
Sergeant Gaither, at this point, at 2:34:22 in this interview, can you tell the jury what is being shown to Quindarius Zachary on Detective Dennis's phone?
Surveillance video from Arrowhead pawn shop of him purchasing firearm.
How did y'all get that? How did you all?
Drove down there and got it.
Okay. What was it that led you all to drive down to Arrowhead and get that surveillance footage?
We had receipts from where he purchased the firearms, and we ran his name, had his name run through the federal system to see what all firearms he purchased and the locations, and that's how we were able to narrow it down to Arrowhead. pawn shop in Jonesboro.
When you talk about the federal registry or list or whatever that is, could you explain what that is that you are looking at to get his name? What is
Yeah.
it?
The federal government basically has a database that keeps track of persons that purchase firearms. During this investigation, we worked hand in hand with the ATF, and we utilized them and assist them with checking names through their federal system.
Does that list or system from the federal government include firearms that are purchased illegally on the street?
No, it's just firearms that are purchased from gun shops, gun shows, or pawn shops.
When you said that you had receipts of guns that Quindarius Zachary had purchased, where did you get those receipts from?
From his apartment when we executed a search warrant.
And that was after his arrest in May?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember any other items that you were able to recover off the top of your head?
I believe we recovered a firearm, a couple of cell phones. That's all I can remember at this moment.
Now, when Quindarius Zachary mentioned the little 40 that he had just gotten 2 days before he got locked up, did you all, and you said we still have to run that. What did you mean?
We recovered a 40 caliber Smith & Wesson, which is almost the size of the palm of your hand, from his apartment. We hadn't had an opportunity to have the ATF test fire the gun and see if it came back to any other shootings or stuff like that.
And why is it that you all were asking Mr. Zachary where each person that he said was in the car that Monkton was driving, where each person was seated? Why was that of any importance?
Objection, Your Honor, relevance.
Overruled.
Just to get a better understanding of each person's position in the vehicle, and based on where we recovered evidence from the shooting, just kind of wanted to make it a determination.
And when Mr. Zachary is showing or motioning to Detective Dennis on the paper that Detective Dennis has in front of him where each person is sitting, is he motioning in a manner consistent with what he had just verbally said to you all?
Yes.
When you asked Mr. Zachary about Tay knowing where Philo stay, who is the Philo you were talking about?
Philip Collins.
And Philo's girl, who is that you were talking about? Do you remember her name, Kenyatta Troutman?
Yes, Kenyatta Troutman.
And was that who you were talking about?
His child's mother, yes.
And where was it that she lived?
1903 Drew Drive, Perry Holmes area.
Now, Philip Collins, do you know did he have a brother?
Yes.
And was Philip Collins documented in any of your files?
Yes.
How was Philip Collins documented?
He was a member of Haiti Gang.
Right. Haiti Gang? What about his brother? What was his brother's name?
Your Honor, this is confrontation clause and hearsay. I have no documentation.
Y'all approach. Yeah, thanks.
And Sergeant Gaither, as I was asking before you stepped out, Philip Collins, you said that he has a brother?
Yes.
And what is his brother's name?
Darren Mills.
Is Darren Mills, to your knowledge, older or younger than Philip Collins?
He's younger.
Do you know about how many years younger?
Roughly 5.
Okay. Does Darren Mills have a nickname?
Yes.
And what is his nickname?
D.
Now, is D a member of any gang?
Yes.
What gang is D a member of?
You may.
You may answer. What gang is D a member of?
Haiti Gang, as well as the subset Inglewood Family.
Is that If gang when you say
If Gang.
Inglewood?
I'm sorry.
Is Philip Collins also Inglewood Family or If gang?
Yes.
Are you familiar with Philo and Dee's mother's name or address?
1428 Adele Avenue is the address. I believe her name may be Denise.
Is Cecilia Davis the mother?
Yeah.
Is Denise Bell the sister of Cecilia Davis?
Yes.
All right. Are you familiar with whether Philo and Dee have a sister?
Yes.
Do you know what her name is?
She's the twin sister of Darren. I believe her name is Diamond.
Diamond?
Diamond
And what is Darren's last name?
Mills.
All right. And do they have a sister, Stacey Adams?
Correct, yes.
Did Stacey Adams live at 1428 Adele as well, to your knowledge?
I don't recall.
Okay. When you asked about Tay knowing Philo and Philo's child's mother from the west side, what did you mean?
They both were from the west side of Atlanta. Mr. Zachary stated Tay was originally from Capitol Homes, but he grew up on the west side as well, the same as Darren and Philo. So there's only a couple of high schools, a couple of middle schools in that particular area. So
Where is Capitol Homes located with relation to the west side?
Capitol Homes is more or less downtown, Memorial Drive area. The west side is considered Bankhead Highway, Hollywood Road, parts of Martin Luther King, Cascade.
Okay. And did you prior to Quindarius Zachary telling you that he and Monkton were from Capitol Homes and that is where Tay was from, were you aware of those facts before you went into the interview?
No.
Sustained.
Your Honor, with the court's permission, I'd like to revisit that at a break or another time. Now, when Quindarius Zachary said that Tay used to hang with Big Boo, and you mentioned the name Quentin Porter, would you tell the jury how you're familiar with, just briefly, Quentin Porter or the name Big Boo?
I'm familiar with Quentin Porter, AKA Big Boo, from the Cleveland Avenue area. He was a known gang member of Raised on Cleveland Rock Crew. I've worked several investigations involving him, so I was familiar with the name.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to resume at 2:34:22. Actually, before I do, let me ask you this. When Quindarius Zachary referred to a spot and then told you a trap spot on Cleveland. Would you tell the jury what a trap spot is?
Trap spot is a location where drugs are normally sold or illicit activity is conducted.
And based on the investigations that you have conducted as a detective in the gang unit and during your time with the Atlanta Police Department, is a trap spot ordinarily a place where guns and ammunition are also stored?
It is.
And at the time that Quindarius Zachary told you about a trap spot on Cleveland, at that moment, did you know what trap spot on Cleveland he was talking about?
Not at that exact moment, but I had an idea.
And was the idea that you had confirmed at any time?
No.
Okay. Picking up at 2:34:22.
That's you? Yeah, I think that's you.
You did all of it. So, after
we got the bullets, went to Perry home.
okay.
Then Dolly got out and shot the house.
Who got out and shot this time?
Tay, D, and Shannon.
Tay did
Those only
Shannon
three
again.
guns.
Okay. And they had the same guns that they had before? From there?
Nah, it was another one called this time. And
Who?
called Tatum.
What's his name?
I think his name Lee.
Lee? Did he get out and shoot?
Yeah. He had a handgun.
You remember what kind?
I just remember 2 handguns.
What call Lee was at?
He didn't call Tatum. That's Tatum's friend.
Lee.
They went and got him out the door.
Okay.
Make back up.
Pausing at 2:35:28. Sergeant, at the time you spoke with Mr. Zachary on August 5th, 2015, did you know either Tay, D, Shannon, or Montun to be wearing dreads during that time?
No, they weren't.
Okay. And when Mr. Zachary told you about a person named Lee, did you know of a Lee associated with them, with YSL? That did have dreads at the time.
I knew of a Lee that was associated with Tay and Traydon from MDC.
Okay. Now, what Lee was that you knew of?
Ali Caldwell, Caldwell.
And when you say dreads, are you able to describe the type of dreads that Ali Caldwell had?
Yes, he had not necessarily like dreads like mine, but they were more or less like big planks. If any of you guys are familiar with the rapper Jay-Z, the larger plank style locks, that was his hairstyle at the time.
Thank you. Continuing at 2:35:28.
After the Perry home got shot.
Perry home got shot up? Shoot. We went in the house.
Where'd they drop
I went in the house. 405.
on Cleveland Avenue?
But they met me we met some at the gas station
Which gas station?
on Silver Road, and I called him in the house.
Which one on Silver?
The Chevron.
Like right by 166?
Yeah.
I forget right there. So someone met you right there, picked you up, and then she drove you to the house.
We let my cousin drop us off at the house.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let her keep her cup because she was scared to go back to the house.
Okay. So tell me about this slime stuff.
Hey, she like slime.
Why do y'all call yourself slime? Number one.
I'm not no slime.
Why do they call themselves slime?
Cause we stealing and stuff.
That's
So
it.
it's like you being slimy or grimy about
It's
it.
like, say me and you cool, right? And you got a girl or something, and you leave out and I talk to your girl, try to talk to her. It really like,
Slimy is
yeah.
So there's no rules, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, I slammed that nigga.
Yeah.
Like, so even if we cool, you can rob me, and it's like, just slam.
Yeah.
So basically, no rules, no laws. But you say you ain't slam?
No. I ain't like, they would never let me get out.
Why?
Cause my brother, he don't really want me hanging around him.
What you do?
I know. He be mad.
Who is your brother?
And I ain't tell you. He be
I
mad.
want the dread.
Yeah, how you know?
Come on, bro.
He mad. He mad that I hang around Gaither and Wood and them.
But he's slime though, ain't he?
Yeah, he's fine.
So I'm saying, what does it matter if he
I'm
wants you?
little brother, and then I'm sick.
Mhm.
So like something happened to me.
He'll feel bad because
Yeah.
you kind of got down to it. How did 30 Deep and Cleveland Avenue and Lake Up for a long time? Ain't nobody fuck with them. Y'all didn't fuck with each other.
Those stuff fucking with Wood.
So that just kind of brought everybody together. How close are you on Woody? Or how close were y'all?
Only reason we got told because I was hanging with Montson will hang with the, and then that one, Woody, what you call it? We started it.
So your Woody people, meaning Demekion and Shannon,
Yeah.
everybody just kind of started linking up.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't never had no problem, nothing with each other?
No, we ain't never had no problem with Canterville. Well, they ain't never had no problem with Canterville. I ain't never got into it with nobody from Canterville. Ain't nobody never got into it with nobody from Canterville. It just linked up like that.
So how did it get to a point where, you really didn't have too much, really?
What?
No,
No,
go ahead.
What the beef started, that's what you saying?
Yeah,
Killed them, shot up the Gambling House, the dugout.
right.
And then the dumb Woody had called me at the skating ring or something. And then he was like, but they had shot through a window out.
On which car?
The SF.
Right.
And Thug like, nah, I ain't cool no nigga till they pay for my window.
But why did they shoot up the dugout down there?
Woody and Kelly had some person going on, I guess, who big as bad, who got more girl, more money. Both of them, and that one has money.
They flexing with somebody else shit.
Yeah.
So,
You know how it is. Kelly want, like, Thug coming in crucial, getting little money, throwing stuff. Kelly don't want him to do that.
right.
Yeah. But Thug he ain't clipping them, he ain't like them.
Right. He ain't like Kelly.
Shot out his window.
So just over there in Windshield?
Every time he fired at the Gambling House.
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh, y'all didn't do that? Y'all didn't know?
No.
Yeah,
I'm saying I wasn't physically there.
we know about it, but how many times they shoot at?
Like 200.
So they were just dumb.
Yeah.
But they knew y'all was in there?
Yeah, people posting pictures on Instagram, videos on Instagram.
I turned it off.
People posting videos on Instagram and stuff. And shoot, everybody finna go. Thug leave out the door first. So everybody walking to their car. I stay in bed, I'm still gambling. I ain't had no gun anyway, so ain't no sense me walking out there. Then that when you just hear gunshots start going off. They say it was in the woods across the street or something. Then that when everybody ran out the door. Everybody who was in those guns ran out the door stuff.
Right.
So they thought they was gonna get some money.
So when this Windshield got shot out, he confronted Kale about it?
Like for what? He ain't know it. They ain't know it first. They thought MGC did. And then when I got shot.
Right. Who shot you?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's just shooting at the club.
Okay.
They thought MDC did, but come find out MDC didn't do it. Kill had told Thug baby mama who correct that he had did it. And she messed with Moonton. She told Moonton and went.
Wait a minute, Thug baby mama's messing with Moonton?
No, Thug baby mama told my sister.
Okay.
And my sister was messing with Moon.
Okay. Who tore?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it went from there.
So, I'm just trying to follow you. So y'all in the dugout, they shoot up a bunch of rounds. Y'all come outside. They standing outside.
I ain't no gun.
Well, they went outside. They are.
Everybody
still out there?
I don't know.
I mean, how do you know that it was Kalen that did it?
I just told you I didn't know. I told they thought it was MDC or somebody else. Kale running his mouth to Gucci her head trying to play. And then that was
That's when he got back.
Yeah, she told my sister told Moon.
Then Moon told Doug that it was Kevin.
Moon told Wood and Thug, yeah.
Okay. So this incident with chain and phone getting stolen out the car.
That was way before.
I don't know. When did this happen with the dugout? That was in January, right?
Yeah. Dugout got shut up in December.
In December.
Yeah.
So from that point, it was really on like y'all just didn't fuck with each other. Meaning, YSL and
They ain't really mess with each other. They ain't remember each other.
Pausing, Your Honor, at 2:42:14. And we will advance to 2:43:13. Sergeant, while we are advancing, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Did you know during your interview with Mr. Zachary in August 2015, that before he told you, did you know that he was sick, as he called it?
Yes.
All right. And was that with an autoimmune issue?
Yes.
Okay. Was there anything about that illness that at all appeared to affect his understanding or ability to communicate with you during the August 5th interview?
No.
When you heard Mr. Zachary say that he had never had a problem with Mechanicsville, did you have any particular understanding, or what was it that you understood him to mean? The area, the physical location, Mechanicsville, or something else?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevant speculation.
Overruled.
I understood it to mean 30 deep. 30 deep operates in Mechanicsville.
And based on your background and your expertise as a gang expert, Woody, Shannon, and Demikion, did they have any affiliation with 30 Deep?
Yes.
Were they all each 30 deep?
The three you just named? Yes.
When you heard Mr. Zachary talking about Kel, who did you understand him to mean?
Kelvin Watts.
Is Kelvin Watts in a gang?
Yes.
What gang?
Bird Gang, as well as Inglewood Family.
If gang.
Yeah. If Gang.
Okay. As you heard Mr. Zachary talk about the dugout, were you familiar with that location?
Yes.
And is that also the gambling house?
It is.
Where is that location?
Around Lakewood Avenue, McDonough Street, not the city, but.
All right. And is that an area that you knew of any particular gang to hang out?
Southeast Atlanta, I mean, it's kind of no man's land.
Okay.
It's really close to the area for If Gang, but it's not necessarily within that territory.
And before Mr. Zachary told you about the dugout getting shot, did you know about that incident?
From previous interviews, yes.
Okay. All right. We're going to pick up with the interview.
Every Monday, y'all know y'all got beef. Y'all still go to the club. I ain't go to the club like that. You ain't go to Crucial like that. But you hung out with him, like on the block. I might hang out with on the block. With YSL, I ain't talking about Kevin. Oh yeah, I used to hang with him. Like I might go to Crucial one Monday, then not go the next Monday if I know it's gonna be something. Right.
So since you got shot, what, in November, right?
Yeah.
How many times you think you went to Crucial since then?
About 10.
So
Not
November to January, because it closed one night.
Oh, no, not till November, January, probably like, we had went out of town. Probably like 5 times. Like 5 times? 5 or 4, something like that.
So when did you and Monto, so once he finds out from the girl that Kel did that, then what happened?
He tell Woody.
And then what?
Then Woody like, oh, alright. And then that when they shot at Kel. Y'all heard about that? Oh, MLK? Yeah. Woody and Monto shot at Kel. And they went for now.
When did y'all make
And then that one, make what? I heard no video you talking about.
What video I'm talking about?
Monto mad about you.
When did y'all make that?
Let me see. Monto mad about you.
When did y'all make that?
It was after the guy got shot up.
So sometime in December.
January. Sometime in January. Yeah, had to be. Yeah. So, fast forward from December to January. So we in January now. Yeah. How and why was Nut killed? If Nut, because you ain't really mentioned nothing about. That's what I'm saying. I'm not involved with. I don't know what in word made them do that. Made who do that? People killed him. Shannon. Yeah. And ain't Nut. Lambo. Big Nose Nard who in jail right now for the kidnap? Yeah. And Doo-Wop. And ain't Doo-Wop. What Doo-Wop look like? I don't know. He on your IG. That's the little Doo-Wop. Do the Doo-Wop thing. Look at the name. Yeah. How do you know this? How I know? Because they told me. Who told you? Shannon told me. Yeah, told me. Why did they tell you? We was at the house talking about it. Which house? The old house. Well, the new one? Or the old? His condo down there? Yeah. What exactly did they say? A lot of folks can't go down there and murder, man.
What you mean?
Like, it's a big old, a lot of folks had something to do with it.
Explain how, from start to finish, break it down how it happened.
Yeah, we're going to meet a girl. Her name Bushi. They saw Nut. They saw Nut where? At the bar shop. Well, they would be hanging at the bar shop in Tiscon. They saw Nut. And
D was in the car with D got in another car.
Demikion. Which
Yeah.
car were they in when they saw him?
The Infiniti G35.
What color was it?
It I forgot what color it was, but the old manager had rented it.
Amina? Yeah.
I forgot what color it was, but man,
Was it a newer model car?
Yeah, man, Wood was in it later on that night.
Okay.
We had went to a little kickback.
Okay.
I thought we had wrecked it. Well, we did. We spent around the spreadway.
Yeah,
And
drunk.
we got the bottom of it. Nah, we was just flying. It was Mike called me and him. He just flying, trying to see what it was doing.
You remember where they rented the car from?
No, I don't know what she rented from.
So Amina, you definitely know Amina the one that rented the car. So Amina rented the car for Thug.
Yeah.
Who did Thug give it to?
Who he let drive?
Yeah, who he let drive?
Nard, Yet, and Shannon, and Dua. They told me to meet Yet girl.
Busha. Where were they supposed to meet Busha at?
I don't know where they supposed to meet it, but I know they supposed to know.
That's what I'm saying. How did they end up over there by the sex school? Did they go looking for him?
They probably left the studio. I went there when they, like, out there, like, my little niece had a party, and then Moonsoon called, like, Moonsoon didn't even know. Moonsoon, like, somebody just killed Nut. And, like, he like, I'm finna meet Woody at the gambling house. And then, Woody was scared, cause, like, they chased him and all that.
So did Woody have anything to do with Nut being killed?
No.
So when they drove past the barbershop, were they specifically going for Nut, or were they going for somebody else?
They want to meet the girl.
But when they saw Nut, were they saying we're gonna get Nut, or was it somebody else?
We're gonna get Nut.
What?
Pausing at 2:48:20. Advancing to 2:48:33. Sergeant, the photograph that I showed you earlier, that was marked as 503 Yankee. Who was depicted in that photograph that you were asking Quindarius Zachary to identify?
Demise McMullen, a.k.a. Nard.
Nard?
Nard.
Okay. And when he told you, when Quindarius Zachary told you the people who were in the car and was describing Donovan Thomas's murder, who did you understand him to mean when he said Nard?
Demise McMullen.
Is that the same Demise McMullen that you looked at in conjunction with Kelvin Treadwell for the Dexter Montgomery shooting?
Yes, I arrested him for that shooting.
Picking up at 2:48:33.
How did it, what I think she's trying to ask, how did it get to a point of, you never said none of this?
Because they say it's power out. They like the green light on all lights in 30 feet. They say Nut. Nut said whoop or something like so. I mean, it's a go. And then
So powwow was like a gang meeting.
yeah,
So you saying if gang had a powwow?
at the house, at they spot on MLK.
Okay, and they said that YSL and 30D got a green light, which basically means you kill them if you see them, like, they
Yeah.
fool.
Yeah.
So, why did he put that out there? Do you know why he said that?
I shot it. They had never shot at nut before. Like when you know attention, like when they killed nut, everybody like, why the hell they do that to nut?
Right.
It was no attention at nothing, man.
So, do you remember the exact words that Shannon told you as far as what happened?
Yeah. Like we just caught the nigga nut down bad.
You said we caught the nigga nut down bad?
Yeah.
I understand.
I like who? Like me, yeah. Nud, doo-wop. I like, I'm telling you what kind of gun they had.
Which gun?
They had AK-72, right?
Tell us.
He said, you gonna tell me what kind of guns they had for the murder, right? You said the AK-76. Whose gun was that?
That was, Nud gun.
What else?
That, a 4.5. I don't know what other kind.
Whose gun was the 4.5?
Shannon.
You remember what brand it was?
HD or something.
XD?
Yeah.
You know what that gun is now, or where these guns are now?
Like, I know. Let me finish the story.
Okay,
They caught Nut down bad. They took the guns in the car to OG Bentley. You know Bentley?
Calvin Treadwell.
They gave him guns in the car.
What did he do with it?
He hid the guns and they took the rental car back.
Do you know where he hid the guns at?
I don't know he hid the guns. I know they took it to his spot on Cleveland.
You know where at on Cleveland?
His spot? Yeah, I don't know the address. It's on Oak though.
On Oak Drive?
Yeah.
So, this is all what Shannon is telling you.
That was, these were both Shannon and Jack told me, but this Shannon, what Shannon told me first.
So Shannon told you.
They both told me the same story though.
Right. Where were you guys when Shannon was telling you this, and what day was it? The same day or the day after?
Same night. Shannon, I was walking through. I had just walked me and Mooks when I just pulled up at the house. And Shannon finna go to a girl house, and all the bullets were going out the gun. Like he like, we ain't got no guns. They see Mooks on gun.
Right.
Mooks had a little handgun. They see Mooks on gun and go to the store. Mooks say, wait, I ain't got no bullet. And that was Shannon. Me and Shannon started talking. Mooks still didn't know. He didn't know that night.
Right. He didn't know that night that Nut had got killed.
Nah, he knew that Nut had got killed, but he didn't know that they did. They're like, Mooks don't talk too much.
That's what I heard too.
And then that when Shannon was telling me the story, say they were going to meet Bush, but they looked up and seen Nut. Say they had rolled back around, and then started shooting them. Shannon had nothing to walk.
So was Kale out there?
No, I don't think Kale.
Kale went out there in front of our shop.
Well, he wasn't the target.
I don't think he was out there, but they just like, we seen Nut.
Right, because Nut made the call for all the youngers, because Nut had some rank, right? You know what Nut rank was?
What?
I'm asking you, do you know what his rank was in F?
Nah, it's supposed to be an OG or something.
Yeah, OG. So, because he made the call and green lighted YSL 30B, he tell the other ones what to do, so they was the ones going to be coming after y'all, so it makes sense to take him out instead of
That's what they said.
a whole
Nah, like, they ain't never shot at me. Like, every game.
They ain't never shot at you?
They shot at me one time, but I don't know if that was them for sure.
Where we were?
At the park on Empire. Cleveland, y'all heard about that? Y'all didn't know they had something to do with retaliation?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you saying that was them? Because we're added in.
Yeah, it had to be them.
Why?
I didn't know at the time until they got them twin and started twin.
Who was tweeting?
D between, stood between.
What were they saying?
Like, we shoot at them, they make a police report. Something like, yeah, they say we shoot at them, they make a police report. But they shoot at us, won't say that.
So, what did Nard tell you, if anything different than what Shannon said, like any exact words?
No, I didn't tell them that.
I mean, not Nard,
Yeah, just like, Those was going out of town. Well, he had left one out of town.
Where'd he go?
He went to Florida.
Okay. That night?
Yeah, we both went the next day, like that morning. Well, we did meet that morning.
Who all went down to Florida?
Me, Shannon, D, Woody, and Yak. And Nella had left before us.
You said,
they sent the spring back for us.
So you, Shannon, D, Nard, and Woody.
Yeah.
So y'all went down there on the Sprinter bus. Thug flew down
Hey,
there?
me, Shannon, Nud, Yak, Woody.
Forgot that. I got you, Zachary. Approach you last.
Both you and when you the meet y'all went to her.
Yeah.
So this was the next day after the murder?
Yeah.
Did you hear Nard say anything about it?
Nah. I ain't even gonna say nothing about it. Like, it came out when, another time said something about we got back from Miami.
About how long after the murder? Like how long were y'all in Miami?
Me, Shannon D, and Nud, and Yak, we just stayed down there 2 days, cause it was like, we wanted to come back, it was bored. They just down there Birdman, Woodoo down there scared.
Scared of what?
Cause they was shooting up on his house.
Right.
He was down there scared, he didn't leave on the sofa.
Right.
And then, don't know, like, nigga, Woodoo gonna fold. I'm like, what you mean? So he gonna tell him.
Stopping at 2:55:13. Sergeant. I want to talk a little bit about what you covered with Mr. Zachary in the clip that the jury just heard. Now, when you're talking to Mr. Zachary about Donovan Thomas's murder, had you been assigned by the lead detective to get any information on that murder?
No.
And were you at any time working under Detective Thorpe while you were investigating the back and forth shootings between YSL and If Gang in 2015? And
Say under?
right, were you working in the homicide unit underneath him?
No.
Did you work with him in some instances? For instance, in this interview, did he come in and listen?
Yes, he did.
But did you take direction from him? And were you consulted by him before he took out warrants on this murder?
No, I wasn't taking direction or consulting. We would share information just because we knew our shootings were direct, relation to his homicide. So if we could gain information for him as well as our own, we would definitely share that.
Okay. The Kelvin Treadwell, when you all asked Quindarius Zachary, did he mean Kelvin Treadwell? Is that the same one that was on scene during the preceding the Dexter Montgomery shooting? O.G.
Yes.
Bentley?
Yes.
Okay. And when Mr. Zachary spoke about taking when he talked about If Gang having a spot on MLK, were you familiar with what that spot was?
Yes.
Where was that spot on MLK?
1428 Adele Avenue.
Now, when Mr. Zachary talked about a green light, can you explain to the jury what that means, what that was?
Yes, in gang terms, a green light is basically giving permission to lower ranking members of that particular gang, that whoever's green lighted, you're giving permission for them to harm them or kill them.
Okay. And when Mr. Zachary told you about O.G. Bentley's spot on Cleveland off Oak Drive that the guns were taken to, were you familiar with O.G. Bentley's spot off Cleveland on Oak Drive?
I was familiar with the spot.
And was that a place that you would describe as a trap house?
Yes.
Before,
I'm going to object to that foundation, Your Honor.
Overruled.
now, before you spoke with Mr. Zachary, and Mr. Zachary told you that, was it that Woody had shot Cal?
Yes. I believe that's what he said.
Did Woody tell you he had shot Cal?
Of course not.
And when you all were asking Mr. Zachary about the timeline from November to January, why were you all interested in what was happening from November up until January 10th?
We kind of wanted a starting point to figure out why was everything occurring, if we could locate prior incidents leading up to it, whether it was shootings, damage to properties, collecting evidence, to see if we can just link the cases together.
Okay. The January 6th incident, were you all familiar with that before you spoke with Mr. Zachary? Were you familiar with
Yes.
anything happening on January 6th?
Yes.
And what were you familiar with?
There was a shooting, I believe it was damage to property at Club Crucial. It was a bunch of vehicles were damaged. I don't believe anyone got shot. I believe Demikian was assaulted
Inside Club
inside the
Crucial?
club and proceeded to shootings
And
after.
were you aware of Yak and Duke getting arrested on that same day,
Yes.
driving away from Club Crucial?
Correct.
Confrontation clause, Your Honor, unless she was present and witnessed.
The evidence, okay. Your Honor, the court had asked us if there was a particular spot that would make it better to break and then continue, but we can
Okay.
go on. I think that this is
this one?
this is one.
Okay, all right, and we're close to the noon hour, so we'll go ahead and break for our lunch. And let's shoot to be back at 1:15.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, do you want to just have Mr. Atkins here at 1:15?
Oh, he was headed down, but we'll tell him 1:15.
Okay, well, unless he walks in before we break. We'll see you at 1:15. One quick question, Mr. Steele, I appreciate you sending the order, and with regard to that, was there a ruling made on the record after y'all argued those in August, or just this written order?
There was oral argument, and then case law cited, the Harris case was cited, and then the court had asked me to prepare the order.
Okay, so
That's
he
my
just
memory.
said granted, or took it under advisement and later
No.
said granted?
No, it was granted on the spot,
Okay.
and then wanted it reduced to writing.
Okay, all right, well, I may take a look at that part of the transcript to see if it actually answers the issue, because at the bench, my understanding is that you had said this required the gang experts to reduce things to writing and in a report. And it doesn't actually say that in this order. It could be read to mean that, but I'm just going to go back and look,
That's fine.
unless what was the state's understanding?
My understanding was that it was not, that was not a requirement. Mr. Steele specifically asked for that, and the court specifically said that he wasn't going to require that they do that. His understanding of the law was that that was not a requirement.
If it
for-
exists, produce it, but if it
Right.
doesn't, you don't have to. I mean,
Right.
that's my understanding of the law too, but he could have ordered something else. So if the records, the transcript seems to reveal that, then I'll require that, but otherwise, I don't read the order to say that.
Well, okay, and whatever the transcript says, I stand by the
Okay.
Harris case,
Yeah, I read it.
and it says you make it better for cross-examination, you put things in writing, you get this.
Well, what was ordered in the Harris case, though, was the notes that existed. So, anyway, I'll
That-
take a look.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you. See y'all back at 1:15.